coming right there.
Oh snap, who are you?
I'm Captain Riff with Riff C.
Sorry, I don't do social media.
What if I told you we were social media without all the bullshit?
I'll tell you what, middle of a gunfight, I'll give you 30 seconds. Sell me this.
Riff C allows users to share a brief headline-like commentary on news stories through riffs, where they can shape new discussions and redefine the narrative by holding news sources accountable.
All right, that's kind of cool. Tell me more.
Riff C is an uncensored space for all to consume, engage, and voice opinions. Everyone, including you, is guaranteed a place.
All right, not bad, not bad. More details, more. Sell it.
Riff C is a new way to news by presenting news in a fun, interactive manner, making it an enjoyable way to stay informed. Using the Super Boost and our comprehensive scoring system, your opinion is worth more. You define what news is important to you and your community. Riff C brings a lighter, more varied perspective to news consumption by offering a broader scope of news beyond what's breaking. We introduce a wider array of perspectives and stories, providing a space to showcase positive, underrated news stories.
That's kind of cool. What do you say we check it out? Hey guys, we've had a really great 2023, so I figured let's wrap up the year with a little bit of a recap because it's been a long year for us. We actually started off the year, we went out to Arizona of all places, and we got to play with a lot of great machine guns. We started off the year with this video of how to properly shoot a machine gun while standing. You know, you're gonna see Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone do it in the movies. You might as well know how to do it properly. That was one of Emery's videos. Emery loves shooting machine guns. Like, I'm more of a minigun guy, so I got to play with this minigun upgrade system, variable speed. I mean, who doesn't like a minigun until it's time for you to pay for the ammo? But I mean, a great time. That system was by Daycraft Systems, but they also had some other really cool projects also. Daycraft Systems had this new sexy armor-piercing ammo, everything from 308 all the way up to 338 Lapua and 50 cal. And badass, totally badass, right? But it's more to do out there in Arizona than just shoot guns. We did this awesome video, how to track a human. Video did really good. We did that with our buddy Peter. Peter is a professional tracking instructor. He does all kinds of like survival classes out in Hawaii and everything. From there, we drove north and we linked up with Cody Lundin. And that's the guy from that Dual Survivor TV show on Discovery Channel. Remember him? The guy with the ponytails, barefoot everywhere. Cody's one of the nicest human beings you ever meet, but he's also very much a subject matter expert. So he showed us fire starting, how to build that Tinder bundle. And every time I've had a class on a Tinder bundle, it's like a 2-minute class. And you don't really understand the fine nuances of how to make it perfect every time in case your life actually depended on it. Dude, this is an awesome video on how to build the perfect fire bundle. And he wasn't done either. We're like, so what do you think about like making rocks, making knives while you're out in the field? He's like, I can make you cutting edge out of rocks. I'm like, you know, like caveman style, like show me. And so we did this knife making with rocks, again, with Cody. Awesome video, totally awesome. That was a great trip for us. From there, we went to SHOT Show, got to link up with a bunch of great companies, optics companies, gun companies, and we're like, you know, hey, let's film these a little later on in the year. Came back and it's actually our sound guy, Lowell. He's like, you know, Carl, what does this mean? You guys always say it in the movies, and what does this mean? Well, that's like the basis of another great video. So we did one on military terms, you know, 40 mic, things like that. So good video. I enjoyed doing that one. You know, we're big on disaster preparedness and stuff like that. So we actually did one on water storage, how to store water long term. It's not as easy as it sounds. Everybody wants to purify water, treat water, but how do we store water? We covered a bunch of different ways to do that. But Water storage is boring. Let's get back into some good shooting drills. We did how to shoot a Texas Star, right, from my competition shooters out there. We did some pistol malfunction drills, how to do immediate action with a pistol, right? Easy stuff, top rack. And we got into how to zero those low power variable optics that are very popular with a lot of people right now. I actually ran my first low power variable optic in combat all the way back in 2007. I'm dating myself here, right? But they've actually got pictures of me standing around a bunch of dead guys with my old gun with a low power variable optic on. I've been running them for a long time. It's good stuff. It really is. Let's get back to dots. So everybody runs red dots, EOTechs, prisms. All right, well, which one is better? So we actually did a couple of different videos. We started it off with a video on pistol optics. We did a review of all these different kinds, different brands and everything from RMR, Holosuns, Vortex, bunch of different brands. And you know, we had all big windows, small windows. We had open emitter, close emitters, different reticles. You guys know, popular, everybody loves their open emitters. You get bad weather. There's a reason why I swear by a closed emitter. You get to the optics as far as the reticles. You guys know I love that Vulcan reticle. I wish that they would put it in all these other ones. So anyways, that's one of my favorite videos that I got to do this year. Best of the best pistol optics review. All right, after that brought me to June. June, I had a full knee replacement surgery. Yeah, my knee's not a happy camper. All right, so who's gonna do videos while Carl's laid up? Right? Let's bring in Randy Rawhide Worst. He did Randy Worst survival weapons. All right, this nutbag was killing stuff with primitive stuff, primitive crazy stuff. So we've got teddy bears. He's killing with arrows shot from a slingshot and throwing bolos and marbles and rocks and all kinds of. Why? Because that's Randy. Randy is awesome. I truly consider Randy to be an American icon. I really do. A lot of you don't realize that there's actually a town out in Montana that's got a bronze bust of Randy Worst, including that mustache. Good stuff indeed. We did a video, piston for a better carbine. What company you're gonna go to for that video, right? If you're gonna do pistons, for me, you gotta go with Adams Arms, right? They make the best retrofit kit, so if you wanna put that piston into one of your DI guns, you literally you buy their kit and you can convert it yourself. But I've done that to a couple of my guns, but they let me play with one of their P3s. That's their top of the line guns. It was in 6.5 Creedmoor. This thing was totally badass. So, you know, a little tidbit for you. You know, I'm working on my next rifle, the TR1A1, and I wanted it to be a piston rifle. Well, this is me giving you that hint. Probably around second quarter 2024, I'm gonna have that rifle ready for you guys. The film crew asked me to do a new series of videos talking about military schools. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? They're like, well, you know, because Carl, you've been to all these different military schools. You know, a lot of people find that interesting. I'm like, okay. To me, that's kind of boring, but sure, let's do it. So I talked how to survive sniper school. Guys, it's not hard to survive sniper school, but you know, it's kind of a catchy title. But I talked about all the different things that you do in sniper school. I've been to 4 different military sniper schools, all these other precision rifle courses and stuff. I enjoy my sniper background, I really do. So I enjoyed filming that one. Then we did one about Halo School, not just Halo School. My son found this old training video up in the attic on an old VHS tape, and it showed my old Halo A-team from 5th Special Forces Group doing a Halo train up. We actually parachuted into an air show at Fort Campbell for the 101st Airborne during their Week of the Eagles air show. My A-team got tasked with parachuting in, being a demonstration. Well, okay, that was an opportunity for us to do a Halo train up. So we got a bunch of good jumps in. It was fun. Then I did a video on how to survive basic training. Now, I understand basic training has changed a lot. But, there's a lot of people that are on the fence. They're scared to go to basic training. And the reality is, going in the military was the best thing for me. Looking back, I was a juvenile delinquent in school, and my ass would end up being in prison right now if it wasn't for the military. So if you're on the fence, basic training's only as long as it needs to be. They're going to round off all your rough edges, and they're going to square you up the way you need to be and make you a good soldier, good stuff. I then did a video about Ranger School, how to survive Ranger School. And I remember I went through Ranger School in the winter of 1989. That's when all the orange groves froze in Florida. Total pain in the neck. So I'm having post-traumatic stress filming this thing, thinking about being chest deep in the Yellow River. But it's a fun school. A lot of people would not use the word fun with Ranger School. Ranger School is a big gut check, and I'm just giving you my personal 2 cents on the school. Back then, it was a good gut check indeed. While I was filming that, Emery was checking out his new work gun, his new AR, which is called the Door Kicker. It's an AR carbine made by Black Armor Guns, a buddy of mine from my old SIF company, Byron Russell. He was not just a master assaulter, but he was actually the assault force ground sergeant major. Knows his stuff inside and out about that AR gun. So anyways, if you're looking for a new AR, you want something a little sexy, you want something that Emery's running right now, it's called the Door Kicker, and it's a good gun, really good gun. Emery brought that gun with him to our Patreon course out in Texas. This past fall, I always get all my patrons from Patreon together. We did it down at Beaumont Ranch in Texas, outside of Dallas. And it was a great, great time. We actually started off with one of our courses called Gun Runner Pistol. 2-day course, great, great course indeed. And from there, more and more patrons came in. We started off with doing pistol carbine. We had a great time. Oh, it was raining cats and dogs on us that day. That's where you really got to see, your sexy open emitter on that sexy race pistol. Their pistol optics were filling up with water. It was raining so hard. But my 3 girls, because I had a bunch of guys that brought their wives, my 3 girls, my Charlie's Angels, they all had enclosed emitters on their pistols, and they had no problem shooting at all. Great stuff. Kudos to their husbands for hooking them up with enclosed emitters indeed. We brought in a new medical instructor, this guy named Nick Gaines. Nick Gaines is an active duty special forces medic, but what he does is he actually teaches this stuff for a living. And he taught a great medical class. So we're going to look forward to us in 2024 having medical classes, bringing Nick Gaines out. All right. So if you want to get in on some of that medical action, you're going to be able to do that. We then got into knife and axe throwing. Who better do that than bring out Randy Rawhide Worst again? He showed you the secrets for throwing axes and knives. And then we had another range with his primitive weapons, everything from throwing spears, again, the bolos and everything. But what we did was every time you got a hit, because we had graded tests on that those points were added to your score. We did a final shoot down at the end, right? Right. So what do you do when you're done with the primitive weapons? Let's go the exact opposite end of the spectrum. Let's go back and do machine guns. We had saw machine guns, full auto MP5s, ARs, all kinds of great guns out there. We had a couple Barrett 50 cals. We had some laptops and computers, TVs to kill. But because we did this in October, pumpkins. Yeah, you fill a pumpkin up with water, you draw a smiley face on it, and it makes a hell of an explosion when you hit it with a Barrett 50 cal round, right? And we had a bunch of fun shooting tests where everybody got to compete, get their name on the score sheet. And then we had a prize table set up with all of these great gifts. We had a lot of optics and gun parts, a bunch of knives. So thank you to all of our sponsors and companies that donated products for that prize table. Indeed, it was awesome. We wrapped the whole thing up with a Halloween party. We had some great costumes there. We had a costume contest and maybe a little bit too much alcohol there, but all in all, this was a great family fun event. So if you're not a patron and you're looking at maybe becoming a patron of Tactical Rifleman on Patreon, we'd love to have you. And for all of my patrons out there, you missed a great party this year, great get together down at Beaumont Ranch. We're gonna do it again this October, already on the calendar. It's going to be a great time. I always look forward to getting together with our Patreon family. That brought us back here, back to where I live in Kentucky, and we did a bunch of gun reviews. We did the SIG M18 pistol. Now I know the Army adopted it a couple years ago, but you know I'm not that guy that just regurgitates things reading off the side of the box. You know, I know everybody wants to get that review out as soon as something comes out. That's so not me. I want to beat on something for a while. I want to beat on it. So I finally got my SIG M18 video out there. I did have an enclosed emitter by Holosun with the Vulcan reticle. Honest, a great pistol. I think SIG's got a home run right there with that M18. Steve Holland brought us, you know, Steve Holland loves the AK round, but we love our AR platform. Well, he found a AR that shoots AK magazines with AK ammo called the LAR 47. And I guess it'd been out for a few years. I'd never even heard of it. So he brought it out. We got to play with it. It is truly, if you're one of those guys, and this would have been great overseas, right? You're working with your Jundis in Ethiopia or Afghanistan, wherever, and they're all running 7.62x39 with AK mags. It would still allow us to use our AR platforms, but we'd be able to share magazines and ammo with our counterparts. Great concept for that Green Beret working behind enemy lines. But if you're one of those guys that just loves your AKs, you're wanting to go with one round like that, kind of cool. It might be a solution for you. We had another review. Pete Jones brought us the Aero Precision Solus. It's a bolt gun, right? Bolt action. You guys know, not big on bolt actions in combat because most of my hunting, Najaf, Fallujah, Afghanistan was all, you know, closer in distances in the dark. But if you're wanting to stretch out, you want to get past 1,000 meters, you got to go to a bolt gun. You really do. So Pete brought this, but let's say you're on a budget, that Aero Precision Solus. Pete had his tricked out the way he wanted it. He showed us all the different options that he had on it. We easily stretched that 6.5 Creedmoor, shooting G9 Supermatch ammo and some Remington ammo. I think we had some Federal, all these other types of ammo. And we found it was actually the cheapest ammo of them all, shot the tightest shot groups. Okay, who saw that coming? But it's a great gun. I enjoyed shooting that one because it was a chance for me to get back out to a sniper range. You can't go wrong with that. Sportsman's Guide reached out to me and they're like, hey, Carl, would you do a comparison between the Benelli M4 and this clone? It's a Turkish clone. It's a copy, right? Because the patents ran out on the Benelli M4 a few years ago, and Turkey immediately started importing these clones. And I think they all come out of the same factory. There's 4 or 5 different types of them. And I know a lot of people have problems with them. I put 1,000 rounds through this gun. Thank you, Sportsman's Guide, for providing the ammo for that, by the way. I played with some of my different kinds of ammo. It was great. I had a great time with it. I really did. Put it up against a brand new Benelli M4, and it did not jam any more than the stock Benelli did. To me, all shotguns need extra love, you know, polishing out the loading ports and stuff like that. All guns, especially if you're going to shoot competition, they all need a little gunsmith love on them. So that was a good video. You guys know I don't claim to be a shotgun guy, but I'm not saying I can't use the tool either. Let's get back to rifle rounds, right? You guys know I love my .338 Norma. You know I love my .338 Lapua. Let's take that projectile, but put it in that small casing from that 6.5 Creedmoor. That's exactly what Gorilla Ammo did. It is called the 8.6 Blackout. All right, and it's subsonic and supersonic. They sent me this short little bolt gun. It's already fitted for my suppressor. And this thing is quiet, but knocks the snot out of stuff. It's got to be accurate first, though. This thing blew me away how accurate it was. They put a lot of quality control into making this ammo. It had an accuracy requirement for a certain government agency, and it was insanely accurate, but also insanely lethal. They have these special subsonic rounds that are actually pre-cut milled copper, so it goes up, it actually breaks up into 4 petals, and then you got that base pushing through the middle. Brutal, awesome stuff. Super crazy quiet, and very impressive. Again, that was the 8.6 Blackout by Gorilla Ammo. You guys know I love my pistols. Went back, and you guys know I love my Glocks. I'm a Glock guy, right? But a lot of people like to trick out, throw all their money at customizing their Glocks. But you start doing all these little things yourself, a lot of times you take the Glock out of the Glock. So how about you get one that's already got the features on it? There's another company out there called Shadow Systems, and they make clones of those Gen 3 Glocks. Okay, right? There are a bunch of clones out there. Well, Shadow Systems is one of those companies that's got a good rep. All these fancy cut-up slides, that's not me. I don't like cut-up slides, holes all in them where dirt would get in. Well, they're like, well, hey, Carl, we've got this one line called the XR920, and it's a copy, basically a copy of my Glock G45, 9mm, already cut for an optic. And it ran great. It really did. So I enjoyed doing that one. And I wanted to let you guys meet a good buddy of mine, Big Al Crawford. Big Al Crawford, I met Big Al when he originally brought the miniguns over to us in Iraq. And this goes way back. I'm dating myself here. It was like 2004 time frame. Yeah, quite a while ago. Big Al stayed in 5th Special Forces Group for a while, finally retired, and now actually still works there as a civilian, as the head armor for all of 5th Special Forces Group. He filmed a video for us about his KSG pump shotgun by Kel-Tec. You guys saw it in the John Wick movies. It's an awesome shotgun, 2 separate feeding tubes, so you can run slugs on one side, buckshot on the other, mix it up however you want. It was a good time, and you guys got to meet one of my personal friends, Big Al, and you guys loved Big Al in that video, and I was pleasantly surprised by how awesome he was on film. Be on the lookout for more Big Al in 2024. Good guy indeed. Emery started shaking. He's like, hey man, I've got this new sapper knife I designed for probing for mines, but doing survival stuff and everything. Can I do a video about it to help us promote sales? Okay. He did this in conjunction with TKL Knives, a great knife maker. Emery's a great knife designer, and they put a lot of work into this thing. It took us a while to get all the B-roll video done on this video. So by the time we actually posted the video, they'd already sold all the knives. But they're going to be running another batch in the spring. So if you guys really like that knife, you want to get your hands on it, give it about a month or so, and you'll be able to get your name on the list for these knives. Good stuff indeed. You guys know I run G9 ammo for my EDC, right? My everyday carry, and I run their Plus P ammo. It's got an external hollow point on the tip of it. It kind of looks like a drill bit, but the cuts on it don't go the same way as the lands and grooves, like spinning to make it more aerodynamic. Rather, they go the opposite direction. And what this does, think of it like the paddles on a paddle boat. When it hits a fluid, that mammal, it actually throws big shock waves out. It's totally devastating. But the cool part is it also makes it barrier blind, because it's like a regular hollow point will fill up with drywall if you're shooting through a wall, car doors, thick clothing, and then that hollow point would just fly like a Full Metal Jacket bullet. You don't have that problem with G9 ammo. Well, talking to G9 about it, and they're like, we've got this new subsonic G9 ammo, same type projectile, but it's still barrier blind, but it's also subsonic. I'm like, okay, let me try it out. This stuff was awesome. Bulletproof glass, light body armor, wood walls, drywall, car doors, everything I threw it up against, it was awesome. So for those guys that are using suppressed subguns for home defense, or if you're one of those I Spy ninjas, you love running around with a suppressed gun, night vision, maybe you're shooting hogs or whatever, this is some sexy ammo. You don't get that sonic boom, that crack. Very, very good stuff indeed. One thing that happened this fall, just out of the blue, was my son started taking our old videos from like our first, second year of our YouTube channel, and he started making YouTube shorts. You know how everybody watches TikTok and clickety-clack and all this other stuff, right? They're filmed vertically. Well, Nick took all my old videos and cut them so they're vertical and started putting 1-minute segments up on the internet as a YouTube short. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. We went from 1 million views a month to over 10 million views a month here on our YouTube channel, right? That's pretty badass, right? So I want to give a big shout out, thank you to my son for doing that. Plus, if you're one of those guys that likes to surf, but you don't have time for some of my long-winded videos, you can just watch my son's YouTube shorts. He tries to pull the best 1 minute out of my verbal diarrhea. Good stuff. So anyways, it's been a long year. It really has. We've run a lot of great training courses, high-risk travel, high-risk concealed carry. We did low-light, no-light shooting, using night vision in the shoot houses. We've had some good medical classes, pistol carbine. We did tactical precision rifle, bunch of pistol carbine, advanced pistol carbine, lots of great, great courses. And it's been a lot of work. It has. It's been a rough year for me, especially trying to do the second half of the year with a freshly replaced knee. It's been a rough year for me, but I want to give a big thank you to the whole TR family, to you guys, all of our fans, especially to all of our patrons. And all my patrons, thank you so much. You're the ones that are keeping this YouTube channel afloat without a doubt. I want to wish everybody a happy new year, and we plan on having a great 2024. Y'all take care and shoot straight. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter so you don't miss out on anything.